Hi, I am Dr. Yam Kamaksha Masnadu. I am an open source software evangelist and a freelance trainer of data science and analytics. I am also academic in a couple of educational institutions in India. Today in this video, I am going to show you a small web application which I developed for people engaging in blockchain and cryptocurrency coin market analysis. The name of the application is BaCATRS, which stands for blockchain and cryptocurrency analysis through R Shiny. So the application is hosted in github.com /BaCATRS. This is the URL of the, just have to go to the URL and there you will find a file called BaCATRS.R. You can, so instead of, this file is actually the crux, the main file in this repo. Suppose if you want to install this, open this file in your, this is a free and open source application, which means anybody can download, test, change and also redistribute. To open this application in your computer, you have to go to this button, clone or download as a zip file, and then once you download the file, then you should be able to find a particular, when you download the zip, you should be able to find a particular file in your computer, just like this one, same name with BaCATRS.org, BaCATRS.org or something like this. When you right click, then you can go for open with the file association is not done in my computer. So what I do, I first open RStudio. By the way, you should install RStudio on your computer, otherwise it is not possible for you to open this file. This is not .exe file which you can install straight away by clicking next in Windows operating system. And one more thing is that this file can be opened in almost all operating systems wherever RStudio is installed properly. This can be opened in MacBook or BSD operating system or any Linux operating system such as Ubuntu, Red Hat, etc., something like that. Only thing is, you need to install RStudio properly in your computer. Once you install the RStudio, once you open the RStudio, you just have to go to the file. My RStudio is getting open. So once you open RStudio and keep it ready for deploying the file, now go to open file, go to the place where you have your file, which means the place where you downloaded a zip folder in your computer. This is the file which we are talking about. Open the file. So once you open the file, since this is a Shiny application, you should be able to see this tiny run button at the right corner of the top left pane. And this pane is used for opening the script files and writing the programs. Now you just have to run app button once you open the file in the RStudio. By the way, you should be able to ensure all these libraries before you open this application. These libraries or packages are very important to run this application. So once you open the application, your application will start in default R browser. Suppose you want to take this to your browser, there is an option here, you find it as open in browser. Now when you press this button, your application straight away goes to the default browser of your operating system. In my case, it should be Firefox. Now the application was opened in my default browser of the operating system, which I said a couple of seconds ago that it is Firefox. Now you can see that this is the URL. By the way, the application was opened on my local host, and this is the URL for the application. This is a local host and opened, I think by default R Shiny applications gets opened on 7329 port, it seems. Now anyway, that's not a big deal. I wanted to show you this URL because I said this is a server level web application, which means once it is deployed in the network, the application must be available, may be available for almost all individuals who are connected across the network. Now let me introduce you this application. There are different menus. Here, this is the first one is a data set. Here you can upload the files. Right now the application supports JSON as well as CSV for file, and these files are very much important to analyze cryptocurrency coin market data, because crypto coin data is available in two different file formats. One is JSON and the other one is CSV. In this video I'm going to show you how to play around the blockchain, and in my next video I'm going to show you how to do crypto coin or cryptocurrency coin analysis. Now straight away, suppose if you want to play around a blockchain, like suppose you are involving in teaching or practice of a blockchain and you don't know what it is, and you are hearing many things, people talking about the blockchains, and you don't know how to construct the one, then perhaps this is the best place for you, and there are quite a few options here. This particular menu in this application supports different things, just like creating an example and creating a hashed block, proof of work, new block, genesis block, and full-fledged blockchain. So these are the different steps in creating a blockchain. So if you press on example, the application will create an example blockchain. You can see these are the different ingredients in the blockchain. In a typical block, there is an index and a timestamp, some data for transmission, and previous hash, and proof. This is actually the number which is created or generated by the proof of work, and this POW is very critical for creating cryptocurrency across or within the blockchain. Now you can suppose if this is the example block, then the next step in the blockchain is to convert the block into the hashed block, because there's a lot of security in blockchain. By definition, a blockchain is an immutable, highly scalable, open ledger. So the security is one of the principal characteristics of the blockchain. That security is ensured by using hashing the blocks. Now suppose if this is the block and you want to hash this block, then you have to press on this button. It will give you the hash for the previous block, that is the example block. Now you can be mindful about this date, the block, the time stamp for this block. It is 5/1/18 something, 2018, something like that, right? 17. Let's go to the same. So now if you look at this information and compare with the hashed block, this is actually the hashtag which is attached to the block which is being created in the just before step called example. Now proof of work is another important aspect in blockchain, and this is a computer algorithm that is considered as very critical for playing with cryptocurrency. I mean, this is what decides the value in the blockchain. Suppose if you imagine that blockchain is a society, we have currency to take care of different transactions. In the same fashion, POW ensures the value being generated and also distributed across the blockchain. Where does this value goes? This value is being shared by different participants of the blockchain. Now when you press on this button, you get 99. This is actually the solved value of a particular block. Do you think, remember that in blockchains, people engage in solving the puzzles using the proof of work. These are the special algorithms that will try to solve the puzzle, and as a matter of that hard work, the solver or the person who solves the puzzle is entitled for reward, and that reward is what is called coin, or maybe the portion of the coin. Now this is the solution of that solvation. This button is useful to create a new block. This is actually the block number 2. We already created a block which is called example block in our previous step, and when we press this, then automatically the second block will be created. Now you see the timestamp is different. This is block 2, and previous hash, it is 0, that is why you are not going to get it. Proof is 99, which is the solution of the speed up. Now this is a new hash for this particular block. Now this application will show you the entire details. In real-time applications, you only see this hash and you are not allowed to see all this information, and this is the value which is solved by using the computer algorithms. I mean, this is the value which we get solving the puzzles by using the computer algorithms. Now there is a particular thing called genesis block in blockchains. This is a block from where the blockchain starts. Obviously we need to have some starting point, and to start the blockchain we need to create the genesis block, and you can see that this is the index 1, which is the block number 1, and you see there is no hash here, and the previous hash is also not there, it is 0. So now suppose we want to create a blockchain, and I wanted to have the 5 blocks. As I said, this is for the testing purposes, it's not the real time. So the real time consultancy, please contact me to my number, and we are very good in creating the blockchains and playing around this altcoin market analysis, like crypto coin market analysis. We'll provide you the solutions, but this is just only for the teaching purposes. This application is very much useful to teach students as how blockchains are used for different things. Now my option is 5, which means I am requesting this application to create the blockchain with 5 blocks. Now you see the output of this is how you look at the blocks. You are not allowed to look at the index, timestamp, and the proof. Something else, even proof is not. You are not allowed to see the proof. This is actually the number which is already solved. So it means once the block is attached to the blockchain or added to the blockchain, the proof can be displayed because it is already solved. Once somebody solves the proof and he or she is rewarded, then that proof has nothing to do with the rest of the participants, and the rest of the participants have to wait for another block, the arrival block. So once the block is published in the blockchain, then all the details, not all the details, only few details of this is what is exactly published to the outside world. So using this hash, anybody in the blockchain, once you are authorized to use the blockchain, then you are supposed to use this hash to decrypt the information related to the block and process that block, and after processing that block you are rewarded with a crypto coin. Okay, this is all about the blockchain, and I'll be able to explain you what is cryptocurrency market analysis in my next consequent video. Stay tuned for these updates on my channel, and visit this page, my GitHub repository. I have quite a few applications. All of them are related to data science and management. Contact me to this for consultancy services. Please contact me on this number, and for feedback, please write me a mail using this email ID. Thank you. Thanks a lot.